How you doing? This is Mari Cruz, bringing the gap between the rich and the poor, coming from the great state of Texas. And my friend is coming from where?
Melbourne, Australia.
Melbourne, Australia. So how are you doing today, Regina?
I'm doing great. We are in winter at the moment, so it's a little bit chilly here, but doing great. Thank you.
I wish I was there because here it's really hot. 100-degree hot.
That's the extremes, right?
Definitely. So tell me a little bit about yourself, about your background, where you came from, your work and how you end up doing, getting into a business.
It's a long story. You got time?
Yes, we got time. We got time.
I am a first-generation refugee immigrant. We, as a family, when I was 7, left the Ukraine, which at the time was part of the USSR.
Mm-hmm.
And we arrived in New Zealand, which is about as far as you could possibly get
Wow.
from where we came from. We arrived, my father was in his early 30s. My mother was in her late 20s. I was 7. My sister was 2. We had 4 suitcases and 20 Italian lira between us.
Wow.
And not a word of English. Oh, no, sorry, I make a mistake. My mother had learned English at school and she could remember the word potato. That was about it.
Oh, my God. So I didn't know that about you.
Yeah. So
we have something in common because I'm an American from Puerto Rico.
Mm-hmm.
So we're a territory United States. So our culture is different. So it's like I'm an immigrant, but it's just weird. If you know anything about Puerto Rico.
In my case, I mean, I get that. So in my case, I went to school. I didn't speak a word of English. I didn't know anybody. I felt like I'd come from Mars rather than the other side of the world. Because if you remember at the time, this was in the 70s. The Soviet Union was at the height of the Brezhnev sort of totalitarian communism era. And certainly in New Zealand, nobody really understood. They didn't even know where Ukraine was. So I just used to say, well, Russia, just to make it easy, because people knew Russia, but they didn't know Ukraine.
Exactly. You have the same issue because nobody knows where Puerto Rico is either.
Yeah.
Wow. So you didn't know English at all.
My parents sort of did the usual immigrant thing. They worked 2 and 3 jobs each to start building a foundation for us. At the same time as learning English as well.
Wow.
I was going to school, learning English, coming home, teaching it to my parents. It was a good time for me because I used to have to translate all my school reports so I could say whatever I wanted,
That's amazing.
And, when my parents had parent-teacher interviews, I was the interpreter. So again, that was fun.
Wow.
So that was sort of my very sort of beginnings. So I sort of saw, risk taking. I saw starting over. I saw, hard work.
Yes.
So that's how I grew up. And then when I was in my teens, we then moved from New Zealand to Australia. So,
do you still speak Russian, or you forgot?
Look, I understand it. I don't really speak it very much anymore. I did have. 20 years later, I did sort of go back to Europe and I spent a bit of time working in Russia. And so I picked up the language again. It's very, very deep. But on my day-to-day life, I don't really speak it. So if I hear it, I can understand it a little bit. But it's not in my everyday vocabulary.
So basically, was your parents' sacrifice of leaving everything behind to give a better life for your family?
Absolutely.
Your model and what inspired you to actually basically
absolutely. Like my parents, yes, it was the Soviet Union and times were tough, but comparatively speaking, their life was not horrible over there. They had again, all comparative, but for there, they had sort of what we would call a middle class existence. They didn't sort of want for anything that their neighbors and friends didn't have, like nobody had anything, so it didn't really matter. But they had jobs, I was at school, they had kindergarten, all of those things. We weren't starving. You know, we were
Okay.
living. So and they had all their family and their friends, but you know, my father had always wanted for his children to grow up in a place where they didn't have to censor their thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
where they didn't have to censor their speech, and where they had opportunities to express themselves in whichever way they wanted to in their lives. So really, you know, my parents' lives were much harder after they left, but they did that in order to make opportunities for my sister and myself to live lives of our own choosing. That's very much
Wow.
the bottom line. And that's very much
Wow.
the refugee and immigrant experience for people all over the world. You know, we're
Well,
certainly not
yeah,
unique
exactly. Because
in
you're
that.
what you're saying basically is describing why we left Puerto Rico,
Mm.
because there was nothing over there, and we wanted to give a better, life to our children.
Yeah,
And it was not easy leaving everybody
of
behind.
course.
And people didn't understand that. Our family didn't understand it because just like where you come from, we're very family centered. And our
Yes.
first language is Spanish, not English.
Yeah.
So coming at 2021 here, just
Mm.
like your parents left, it was like we were the first basically.
Yeah.
So wow. So what was in your you grow you now
Yeah, so I went to
speak English, so
school, you know, I went to
school.
high school here in Australia. I did very, very well in high school,
Mm.
and then failed miserably at university, because I'd never learned how to study. You know, I'm one of those, I'm a reasonably quick learner, but I'm not very good at making plans. I'm not very good at sticking to things. You know, I'm what's called a quick start. You know, I sort of do things, I do them fast. I fail fast. So I managed to fail it twice at 2 different university degrees, and I thought, yeah, that's just not for me.
Wow. Well, do you consider yourself ADHD? Because that's very
No,
ADHD.
no, I
No?
don't consider myself ADHD. I just consider
Interesting.
myself a particular type of personality. Um,
Mm.
yeah, look, I don't know. I've it's never come up as an ADHD. I've never considered it to be a hindrance in my life. It's
Yeah.
just the way that I've chosen to live, and I've always chosen to, you know, I made a decision very early on that I wasn't going to do things that did not make me happy. So,
That's a
you
good
know,
thing. That's a good thing. Because a lot of
so, you
people are
know, I
doing a lot of
started in the
things that don't make them
workforce.
happy.
I started in the
Yeah.
workforce, and I found out very early on that I'm a terrible employee.
Wow.
Not very good at listening to what other people tell me to do because I always know how to do it better. You know,
Exactly.
as you know, when we're
Yes.
young, we all think that,
Oh
right?
yeah. Oh yeah.
So I started going into jobs that were mostly commission sales based. You know, back
Okay.
then. You know, so, you know, not really affiliate, but it was, you know, so I sold insurance, I sold cars,
Wow.
I sold actually motivational books and tapes, you know, back in the days when there was cassette tapes.
Oh my
Uh,
God. Yes. 8 tracks, cassette tapes.
yeah, all of
Wow.
that. So I did all of that. And then after about 10 years of being in sort of commission sales, I really wanted to see the world. So I packed
Mm,
everything up and hopped on a train and
wow.
got myself to Europe via the Trans-Siberian Railway and got myself a job for a travel company out of the UK. So then
Wow.
I spent 10 years traveling for a living, being paid basically to take people on holiday.
Wow.
I guess what
So
in the
you were a
US
nomad.
you would call, yeah, you would call it like a tour director.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, so that was great fun. I mean, it was sort of a job, but it wasn't really
Man.
because I was, you know, I'd come into the office, get my next sort of assignment, and then leave again. I was, you know, I wasn't really um, reliant on anybody else except for the people that I was taking on holidays. You know, I was there
Wow.
servant, so to speak, to make sure that the hotels were right, that the buses arrived, that the luggage got to the right rooms, making sure that, you know, the people enjoyed their time. So that was
Oh
very
my
much a
God.
customer service based type role.
Wow.
And I
But
did that.
you took life by the horns and just left. I mean, you just basically say, I'm gonna do what I want.
Yep.
A lot of people don't do that. That takes a lot of courage. I hope you understand that. And somebody said, cool lady. Somebody put a
Look, you know
comment to
what?
you.
I think everybody has an underlying theme to their life. And mine has always been freedom. That's really, when I look back on my life, right back from when we emigrated, it was, it was my parents' choice to choose freedom for us.
Wow.
And I've sort of taken that on very much as a personal thing. And then that's included, freedom from mortgages. I'd never bought a house. I've
Oh
never
my
been
gosh.
married. I've been
Wow.
asked a couple of times.
I imagine.
But
Wow.
and in fact, the impetus for that trip around the world was, I had somebody ask me to marry them, and that's when I sort of thought, well, I don't want to settle down and start a family until I've seen the world and done what I wanted to
Wow.
accomplish. And so that's what I did. And
Oh my
yes, look,
God.
some people call that brave, other people call it stupid. But for me,
No, for me it's brave. For
it
me,
was
I
the right thing for
understand
me.
it. For me, it makes sense because I always been an out of the box person. I always, so I connect a lot with you. It's like you're telling basically a lot of things. It's like you're telling my story. It's really weird because I didn't know anything about you, but I'm like, besides that you're Australian. But for me, it's courageous because if if you haven't left everybody behind, you don't understand how difficult is that. Leaving your
Yeah.
family, coming from a family oriented culture and leaving that behind, that's not easy. Most people, a lot of people just stay where they live and they don't go anywhere. And I didn't want
And
that
you know
either.
what? And there's nothing wrong with that, because people have different beliefs
Yeah.
and different wiring. And,
Hmm.
my sister is completely different. She's
Wow.
been in the same job for, almost 30 years. She's traveled a little bit, but not to the same extent that I have.
Hmm.
For her, stability is really important. Whereas for me, I'm much more of a risk taker, and I take on those risks, and I take them on myself, and I take them on knowingly. So
Wow.
so it's just, everybody's different, and I don't think there's any right or wrong. It's just what's
Yeah,
right
yeah.
for you. And the earlier,
It's
and I
yeah,
think the earlier that you can understand what that is for you, then the happier you're going to be. If you're somebody that needs stability
definitely.
and needs to have that security and that white picket fence and the husband and the family and the whatever
Hmm.
it is for you, then fantastic. Just do it, right? But and
Exactly.
own it. Own
Yeah,
it and say, look, I need that. That's what I need. For me, it's a different path, and that's great.
yeah.
And I own my path,
Yeah.
right?
It is when people are stuck in a place and they don't want to do that, but they're stuck in a situation in a vicious cycle and they don't want to do that.
Yeah. And
That's
then,
yeah.
and look, and the other thing is, and especially with media these days and social media,
Hmm.
people people see other people doing all of these supposedly glamorous and exciting things, and they think, oh, maybe I could do it. But in reality, it may not be for them. And
Exactly.
that, as I said, and it's about saying, look, that's okay. It's great to see the Kardashians swanning around the world and showing off their asses, in their teeny tiny bikinis. That's great. That's not for me.
Wow.
I don't have that kind of ass, and I'm not going to stick it on, for millions of
Oh
people
my
to
God.
see. You know.
So you got sales background. How did you go from that to your first business? What was your first business?
Yeah. So I came back from overseas. I came back because my father was ill, and it was time for me to return to be home with my family here in Australia.
Hmm.
And because I'd been traveling for 10 years, I had saved up some money because I was being paid, but had very few expenses because I was living in hotel rooms that my company paid for.
Wow.
So I had a bit of money, and I decided, not knowing anything about retail, I decided to buy myself a fashion business.
No,
Uh,
really? Oh my
yeah,
God.
and,
That's a
and look,
difficult business.
it is a difficult, but and here's the beauty of jumping in feet first, knowing nothing, was I didn't know anything. I knew that I loved fashion. I'd
Wow.
traveled to Europe. When I was in my teens, I was making my own clothes. I understood production. I understood how clothes are made. I understood quality. I
Wow.
understood fabrics. That's just something that I already had. And I found a boutique in Melbourne that I loved. I used to buy from them. I was their best customer. And then the owner sort of said, look, I want to retire. Are you interested? And I'm like, sure. and I knew nothing about
Wow.
financials or how businesses work. I just went, yep, I'm going to do this. And look, in hindsight, it was the most stupid thing I've ever done. But
Well,
I
how did it
learned a
go?
lot of lessons. Let me
How
tell
did
you,
it
I
go?
learned
Did
a
it
lot.
go positively, or we can say maybe a mixed
Yeah,
bag,
look,
or
it was great until it wasn't.
um,
But again, I had that business for 10 years and it was fantastic. And I learned a lot of things. I was single. I was able to devote a lot of time and energy, and it allowed me to travel to Europe twice a year. I started my
mm,
own brand of clothing as well. So I would go to
wow,
China and Hong Kong and manufacture. So I was wholesaling as well. I did it big.
wow.
And then at the age of 42, surprise, surprise, I found myself with child. And
Oh, wow. That's a big
1951.
surprise.
And
$42.
I had my baby when I was 42.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
And
Everything changed.
everything changed. Things changed, and I had to start looking at other business opportunities, and I started looking at online businesses because working on the shop floor, 6-7 days a week was difficult. So I started
Yeah.
an online baby boutique, which went
Oh.
okay, and I did that at the same time as I had the shop. And then I came across the Amazon private label FBA opportunity, and that was in
Oh.
2015.
Wow.
And that completely made sense to me. It was a way of doing similar to what I was already doing, but I could do it from home. I could do it from my
Hmm.
laptop. I could manufacture in China, which I was already doing with my dresses. The missing piece was the Amazon FBA, which in Australia we didn't have. So I saw a training
Mm.
program. I bought it. I did the training, and it just took off. That's the best thing I've ever
Wow.
done. And I was able to, within I think 14 months, do my first $1 million in sales. So it was just
Wow.
amazing. And so I literally closed my shop. When was that? 2016. So 5 years
Wow.
ago, where are we? August. In August, it's almost exactly 5 years. I closed my fashion business, and I've been working pretty much exclusively from my computer in my dining room or office or libraries or coffee shops ever since. And as my daughter has grown older, I've been taking her to school, and, we go on
Mm.
holidays, and I've been able to have that sort of, again, freedom
Freedom. Exactly. I love it.
uh,
I love it.
in my, continue that freedom narrative in my life since.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So how do you fast forward to when did you join AT?
Oh,
Did you have
affiliates?
did you
Yeah.
had a
So
background in affiliate marketing or not when you joined
not at
Affiliate
all.
Tribe?
Not at all. So, I get bored. I get bored. So my Amazon business is ticking along. I started doing coaching for some private
Mhm.
clients. I started a podcast, Women on Amazon. So I have a podcast which I still run. And when you're in business, you're on all sorts of email lists.
Yes.
And Jason Fladlin and Wilson Matos are people who actually, through them, I got into the Amazon opportunity. So I've been a
Oh, the
fan.
TWF?
No, through ASM.
Oh, ASM.
Um,
Okay.
so that was 6 years or so ago. So
Wow.
I've known Wilson and Jason, and I was part of a big mastermind group of theirs a few years ago, where I was traveling to Las Vegas to meet with them and other Amazon high level sellers. So I've known
Wow.
them. And so when about 18 months ago they launched Affiliate Triad, I was on their list, and I was one of the first people to get in. I'm one of their foundation members in Affiliate Triad.
Wow.
Because I thought, that was an opportunity for me to diversify what I was already doing. So,
Yeah. Wow.
so that's
So
so
you were
yes,
a
I'm a
client
foundation member.
first. You were a
Yep.
client first, in that you already know
Oh, look, I
them, so
can't
you
tell you
trust
how
them.
many things I've bought from Jason and Wilson over the years.
Wow.
I think if you ask them how much money I've spent with them, it's probably close to $100,000 over the
Oh
years
my
that I've spent
gosh.
on trainings and masterminds and and things that I've spent
So,
with them
so,
over the years. And I'm a very happy customer.
so tell me about the last 18 months with AT, how things change. I mean, you already have money, so you were not, in a precarious
Yeah, look, I was
situation,
not
but
in a high need. Yeah, I was
yeah.
not in a high need situation, which is
Mhm.
nice. And affiliate trade is not my full-time occupation. It's always been a side hustle to my side hustle. And so pretty much from the very beginning, I think our first promotion was the wholesale formula.
Mm.
And in the 18 months or so, I think aside from maybe 2 or 3, I do the promotion. Because I'm in the Amazon space, the
Mhm.
wholesale formula is natural for me to promote. So I've done
Exactly.
pretty well with that. And the other promotions, not all of them I've promoted in a big way, but I've generally, aside from 1 or 2, I've made sales every month. So I'm certainly ahead financially
Mhm.
in my affiliate triad membership. I've certainly not lost money being a member. I've made sales, not huge sales, it may be 1 or 2 each promotion. But as I said, like I've more than made my money back and then some. And
Mm.
then last month, before the promotion, when the plan with Dan Hollings opened up for
Mhm.
private sale, I bought that super fast, and I put it into action, and I loved the program, and I thought it was just like a really great opportunity for me to make investments, and also a way for me to help other people to improve their financial future. So with the
Mm.
plan promotion last month, I really pulled out all stops, and I put together a plan, which I've never really done before with the affiliate tribe programs. So I put together a plan and did some things that were a little bit out of my comfort zone to drive traffic. Really, all of the things that we've been taught
Mhm.
in affiliate triad. I didn't invent anything new. It was just new for me. So I put all those trainings that I've done over the years together and put together a plan, and I was you know very successful for me, like compared to other affiliates, not so much, but for me, it was by
Mhm.
far my best promotion. So I was really happy with the result. In fact, I almost doubled my target. So I was really
Wow.
pleased.
So, okay, I mean, would you tell people? Because a lot of people say, "Well, affiliate marketing is too many people there. There's too much competition." Would you say that? Do you agree with that? And
Look,
can you
I
take
think
this as a full
everybody
time?
look. I think that the keys to affiliate marketing are
Mm-hmm.
finding a community that is supportive, which is
Mm-hmm.
why I love affiliate triad. So because the community is supportive and there's a lot of backup and training. So if you're brand new
Mm-hmm.
to affiliate marketing, was when I started affiliate marketing, I knew nothing.
Wow.
My background was in sales and marketing, but not in affiliate marketing. I didn't understand how that worked. Um, and so that's number 1. Number 2 is finding offers to promote that you resonate with. There's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of affiliate marketing people that make a lot of money selling just really crap stuff,
Yeah, I agree with you there.
weight loss supplements that don't work, hair growth solution that doesn't work, and people make a lot of money doing that. But at the end of the day, that's short term, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
finding opportunities and finding offers that you resonate with, I think is really important. And that's why I was so successful with the plan, was because I was using it, I was implementing it, I loved it, I had no problem showing it to
Mm-hmm.
people and talking about it. Okay, I think that's a really big key that a lot of people who do affiliate marketing miss. They just go for the money rather
Mm.
than finding opportunities that are they believe in. I think that's really, really important.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, I agree. I agree there with you because I've been doing affiliate marketing for over 5 years,
yeah,
and when I started, I was just promoting whatever,
yeah,
and I said, this is not how I want to do things. This is not
Yeah.
how I want to do things. I want to have a brand. I want to do things that, promote things that I have done and that I
Yeah.
believe in. And that's one of the reasons why I went from where I was in January and enter AT. But I was also the client. So I'm like, uh, so what would you tell people that you can't do this like full time? Because a lot of people
Look,
say,
and
well,
then
this
I was
is
going to say, like the third pillar of it is your
yes,
audience.
yes.
Everybody resonates differently with people. So,
Mm-hmm.
you and I might be selling the same product, but the
Yes,
way we talk to people and the people that are attracted to us are going to be different. Okay.
definitely.
So we can be, as I said, we can both be promoting the plan. And the people that I'm talking to and who buy from me are going to be very different to the people that are attracted to you. It's the world is big and we all have our different spheres of influence.
Yes,
And we
wow.
attract people to ourselves that resonate with us and our backgrounds and how we talk.
Mm-hmm.
And so in answer to your question, is it too crowded? No, it's not, because you don't need a lot of people to make a lot of
Mm-hmm.
money. You just need the right
Exactly.
people that are attracted to how you present the information.
Exactly. Wow.
Okay, so it's the
So
same as when I was promoting the plan. There was a lot of, big dog, what we call the big dog affiliates who are far wealthier than me, who are far more successful. And I managed to get some of their customers because I was more relatable. I only had like a little bit of money invested, so I could talk about what
mm-hmm.
that meant. I didn't have hundreds of thousands of dollars invested. So I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't showing, I made, $20,000 last month. I was showing, well, I made $1,000 last month using the plan.
Exactly, because most
And
people don't have that anyway.
well, it meant that the people who were able to relate to that were more attracted to me, and I could talk to them. That's all.
Exactly. So all the
Okay.
people that you closed, do you know all of them, or do you
No,
have people that you didn't?
no, I didn't know all of them. I knew some of them.
Would you
Yes,
say
so a
half of
lot of
it? Half of
sorry?
it at least?
Yeah,
Would you say half of
probably
it?
about half. Yeah.
You know why I ask you? Because the two plans that I saw, I didn't know these people, and I talked to like 50 people in the first 2 weeks because I started earlier,
Yeah.
and I don't know these names. I don't know where these people came from. The two guys, I don't know where they came from,
Fabulous.
and it was shocking to me
Yeah.
that they didn't know me and then bought for me. So I said something that resonated to them, and I was like,
Exactly. And that's the thing. So yeah, so I had some that contacted me that I spoke to, though, so they're my friends. They went to begin with. And I had some that I never heard from who bought from me. So and then
wow,
I have a lot who were from my own personal, networks already. So it was a real combination, and I think that that's really nice to have
yeah,
that. You don't
definitely,
want to rely just on one channel.
no, definitely. Um, did you have issues like me? Because I actually had, not that people don't trust me, my family and friends, but people were like skeptical. So they're like, well, I'm doing this, I know what I'm doing. So it's easier to me to talk to people that I didn't know than friends and family that know me for 10, 20 years. And I said, this has never happened to me.
Mm.
It was different, this campaign. And
Yeah.
I maybe it's because of the money, the money issue.
Yeah, look,
People get,
the plan is something very different to anything we've promoted before,
mm-hmm,
because with an affiliate triad, most of our promotions are business opportunities. Okay. Whereas the plan is not a business opportunity. It's very, very different. And, it's an investment opportunity, which means that you've got to talk about it very differently and I think much more carefully
mm-hmm,
to people. Um, with a business opportunity, it's very easy to explain how it works. And this is, and if you do this and do that and do that,
mm-hmm.
this is the opportunity. With financial investment, that's very, very different. And not only is it, people's stories around money are different,
Yeah.
but also there's a lot of regulation, and you've got to be very careful about how you present a financial investment
Mm-hmm.
opportunity. And there are, all sorts of others out there that are not as ethical as how we present the plan. And I've been very, very careful. And I've had, even since the plan closed, I've had people approach me and say, hey, will you just coach me privately? And I keep saying, no, I will not do that. Okay. Even though I know the information, I'm not going to do that. Number one, I've got an NDA with
yeah, we
the
have to
brand
follow
and
the
plan.
NDA.
And number two, I don't want to take that risk. I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm not going to be doing that. So
Something happens and then they
I've said
sue
no
you.
to 3 people already who approached me and said,
Yes.
look, I don't want to buy the plan. I just want you to coach me. And I'm like,
Very
no,
risky, very risky.
not
I
going to do
will be saying the same thing when anybody asks me
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
Wow. It just, okay. Yeah, because I didn't, I never, I mean, for investment, it's just different talking about this. So I will be like, no, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm talking about a
Yeah.
class. This is a class. This is a strategy.
Yeah.
It was a very different campaign. Do you think that being in the plan helped you with your campaign?
Oh,
You know
absolutely.
what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And without a doubt, it helped me because I was able to answer questions as an insider. So people would ask me questions like, oh, is it too good to be true? And I'd say, look, hop on a Zoom call and I'll show you my account. I've got nothing to hide.
Wow.
Right? Because that's like the two questions that people asked mostly were, is it too good to be true? And the second one was, is it like a multi-level marketing? Is it an MLM where, we have to get other people in? Because there are crypto things out there where that's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
where, in order to get your interest, A, you've got to give somebody else your money, and B, you've got to get other people in. And this was completely the opposite of that.
Yeah.
So those were the two questions. And because I'd already had experience, I knew what it worked. I'd say, look, A, it's definitely not an MLM. B, it's not too good to be true. And C, the thing that I love most about it is I have total control of my money. If I want to take it out at any time, I can instantly. I know whether it's up, I know whether it's down, I know what it's worth at any given moment. I have total control. So in answer to your question, yes, I think it was a great benefit. However, it's not necessary. When the first beta went out in June, a lot of the people that were affiliates did not own it.
Yeah,
they did not have their own personal experience, so they used experience of people who had. So, it's not necessary. I think it helps, but I don't think it's necessary.
Okay. So, and you mentioned MLMs because every time I'm talking about affiliate marketing, I had to also mention that it's not an MLM.
Yeah.
Because people are very, and I don't like.
Yeah,
I don't know about you, but I don't like MLMs either.
Look, there's nothing wrong with them and with an MLM if you know what it is. It's a marketing system that's been around for a long time. And back in the days, I was involved with let's just say one or two. And look, and I think they're fine, but not in the financial space. Like I would never get into, and I'm not going to name any names, but there are a couple that are out there that are being hyped by a lot of people. That are a Ponzi scheme where, the way you earn your interest is by getting other people in and their money pays your interest. And as long as everybody keeps getting more people in, everybody gets their money, but that stops, at some point it's going to stop and everybody's going to lose their dough.
Exactly.
So affiliate marketing is not, I don't think it's an MLM. It's certainly, I mean, of course, if we get other people to join the affiliate marketing, we do get a percentage of the affiliate triad, and I'm always very upfront about I think any affiliate promotion that I do. If somebody asks if I'm getting a commission, I'm very upfront and I say, yes, I do. And this is what it is if they want to know what it is. I never hide that. And I think people appreciate that honesty because at the end of the day, whatever we're promoting, it doesn't matter where somebody buys from. They're going to pay the same. And I say to them, I say, look, if you buy from me, I get the commission. If you buy from so-and-so, he gets the commission. And I need the money more than he does. That's it.
I like that. But you mentioned something that struck me because in this space, the one thing that I don't like about this space is that a lot of people are unethical And where we are at with AT, that's one thing that I like about the opposite. Is they want ethical in every campaign that we're doing. One of the reasons that attracted me to Affiliate Trial was one of the um, and you mentioned Ponzi schemes and all this stuff. That's why I'm like, mostly people that I've talked to are not positive about MLM. So I said, this is not an MLM because you can make more money or less money than me. So if it was an MLM, you couldn't make more money than me.
Well, exactly. And the other thing is if you get somebody into Affiliate Triad, you don't get a percentage of all of their sales, right?
Exactly.
Which is how MLM works. Affiliate Triad does not work that way. So if I enroll you into Affiliate Triad, yes, I do get an affiliate commission on your membership fee. But if you then go and make $1 million in sales, I don't get a cent of that. Right?
Exactly. And people need to know that usually it's not, I think most affiliate programs are not, I don't know if there's an affiliate program that mixes both, but in the two.
I don't know. I think there may be some, but I'm not aware. I don't know. I haven't been part of any other affiliate programs. I've tried, like, I've looked at a few, and some friends of mine are in a few, but there's none that I have found that I've liked that, as you said, that have the authenticity, and as I said, like the backup and the training and support that Affiliate Triad offers.
Yeah, I think the customer support is one thing that distinguishes from anything. I mean, not only as what we're promoting, the products that anybody buys from us, the customer support is amazing.
Yeah.
But that too.
So, like support for us. I mean, there's all the mentors. There's so much training. Like if you are brand new to affiliate and know nothing, there is so much to learn. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. So you didn't have a before a background, but would you say that your sales and your customer service prepare you for doing affiliate marketing? So even though you might
look, I think my years of being in sales, my years in travel, customer service is customer service. It doesn't matter what industry you're in, what business model you're doing. In my Amazon business, I'm in customer service. In my affiliate business, I'm in customer service. As a mother, I'm in customer service.
Definitely. But that affiliate marketing is a little bit, our customer service is not as direct all the time.
That's true, but it doesn't need to be. You know what? It's like that, and that's again that's because most affiliate marketers don't bother with customer service. They just, send traffic, email their lists, and they forget that they're actually sending traffic and emailing their lists to human beings.
I agree with you there, because I try to meet with people in Zoom to talk to them, and so they can see my face and we can have a conversation. And if they have any question, and I show them,
And that's very much one of the things that I did for this promotion. And I also do that for the TWF promotion as well, is I make my calendar available if people want to talk about it, because it's something I know quite a bit about, and I can help them because I know so much about different Amazon business models. I can help them decide if TWF is the right one for them. So absolutely, I jump on Zoom calls for anything that I understand, and I make that offer in my emails. I literally make that offer as like, if you need help making a decision, yes or no, here's my calendar, book a time, we'll jump on a Zoom call and I'll answer all your questions. And I find that to be very effective.
Well, yeah, because like you said, we're dealing with people.
We're dealing with people.
And it's not the same talking to people in social media, like video.
Look, not everybody wants to jump on a Zoom call. My Facebook Messenger is constantly dinging. I have LinkedIn, I have Facebook Messenger, I have WhatsApp. So during a promotion, those 10 days of the planned promotion, I was on my phone and on my computer, like not quite 24/7, but not far from it. It was full on. But that's okay, because this week I've done barely anything. I've taken myself.
So basically, it balances out. It balances out. Whatever you did last week is kind of like, it's a little bit slow this week.
Yeah.
Do you think it's worth it? You've been 18 months doing this. Do you think it's worth it? And do you think the community that we're part of is worth it? I mean, I know you don't have
Oh God, yeah.
you didn't have any other affiliate programs you've been, but for me, I've been in others, and I will tell you, there's nothing for me. Still, there's nothing like AT, and not because I want to hype it. It's because it's true. Just
Look, as I said, even before the planned promotion, financially, I was ahead from the affiliate triad promotions. But as well as that, the training that I got through it, I've been building my own training programs and my own funnels from the training I got. So I've actually made even more money outside of the affiliate triad from the learnings that I've got from it. Does that make sense?
So basically, you're saying that your business as an affiliate and whatever other side business that you have actually being held by the information that
Correct.
we've been
Yeah.
getting.
Yeah.
And I think that's an important thing to do, because a lot of businesses are stuck because they don't have mentors. And one of the things that we have a lot is just mentors. That's
look,
why
I've built a full-on training program for Amazon sellers in using, for a launch strategy. I've done sort of like little advertising things, and I've been able to build funnels and training. And if I hadn't been an affiliate triad, it would have been harder for me to do that. So aside from the money that I've made from the affiliate promotions, there's the side benefit is I've been able to make other money from the information that I got from affiliate triad. So, it's without a doubt. And then of course, with this last month's promotion, I made probably more in that 10 days than a lot of people make in a year, which is lovely.
I think lovely is an understatement. But yeah, I think, and that's why I tell people when I'm talking to people about affiliate triad, I said, and most of us have more than a business. Let's be real. I mean, we have at least 2 businesses.
Yeah,
at least.
I have a few. I'm about to start sort of narrowing it down a little bit, and I'll be a little bit more. I don't promote every month with affiliate triad. And that's one of the beauties is, not every offer is going to resonate with you, and that's okay, right?
No, definitely, of course, because people are going to notice if you're not agreeing with some product, because you're like, this is okay,
Yeah.
It's not the same, like, hey,
But there are plenty of other opportunities out there, and you can certainly use the tools and the trainings from within affiliate triad to do other promotions. Like if you find it like another, and I have other programs, again, in my Amazon space that I really think are fantastic that affiliate triad doesn't promote, but I promote them to that same list using the same tools in the same methods that I make affiliate commissions on those products.
Do you know how to do sales funnels or any of this stuff with the businesses you had before, or you learned that with
Oh, look,
18?
I had done training with Russell Brunson with Clickfunnels.
Okay, wow.
So I understood it, but to be honest, I hate Clickfunnels as a platform, and I much prefer Kartra.
Me too. I'm a Kartra person too.
But certainly the things that I learned about funnels from Russell and his team, I've been implementing using the tools, using the Kartra tools.
Wow. And you said I have made more money than people will make in a year. And I think I wanted you to talk a little bit more about that, because again, a lot of people think, oh, there's not enough money. Everybody's a competition. And I think there's enough money around, and your audience is not my audience. And we have enough for everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, do you agree with that? Because some people.
Absolutely. And look, and everybody's, I was aiming for 20 sales. And for me, 20 sales for an affiliate promotion is more than I've ever earned as an affiliate. Okay, I've earned more than that, obviously, in my other businesses. But for me, that was a big stretch goal, really a huge stretch goal. And I ended up with actually 40, one of whom cancelled. So it actually 39 in the end. Damn it.
You almost got it.
But because I had that massive goal, again, that was And when the promotion started, I didn't know how I was going to do it. It was like, okay, the most I've ever done, I think, was 3 before. So 20 was huge. It was more than, it was
Wow.
almost 10x what I had done before.
Exactly.
But I had that clear determination. It's like, I'm going to do everything I possibly can that's in my power to make that 20 happen. And then after I reached that 20, it was like, okay, let's go for 25. Let's go for 30. Let's go for 35. And I didn't stop. And I didn't stop at 20. You know, I could have easily went, right, got my goal. I'm just going to sit there and enjoy it.
Yeah, I wouldn't stop.
20,
I would have kept going too.
You know, even 20 is, you know, that's a nice little chunk of change, right?
Yes.
But I kept going and I kept going and I kept going and I just didn't stop. And I still haven't stopped. I've got people that are still contacting me that are on the wait list. And I keep saying, right, it's a wait list. The minute it opens, I'll let you know. You know,
so you're doing the same thing that I'm doing.
I'm still talking to people. And I've had some people, you know, I had one this morning who emailed me or she messaged me saying, I've changed my mind. Is it too late? I'm like, well, yeah, it is too late. You'll have to wait now.
But I think the waiting builds up, you know, momentum too, because people are like, man, I want that. I got contacted yesterday because I sent a message like a week ago or more, because I started doing it a week before.
Yeah.
And this guy is like, hey, can you send me information? I said, we're closed, but here, get on my waiting list. And he got into my waiting list.
Yeah. That's called just in time to be too late.
but at least he would have been, at least we opened, you know, but if it would have been forever, that was it. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes you lose an opportunity. And I think that's one thing that you have in the theme in your life. You seize any opportunity that somebody offered to you. You bought that fashion store, even though you didn't know anything about it. And then you jumped to the baby when you had your baby, and you did all this stuff. You did the travel because you knew that you didn't want to be in this, you know, rat race. And I think a lot of people are like you and me. I'm like, I don't want to be part of that.
But here's the thing. It takes courage and it takes guts and it's risky, you know, and, you know, it is a risk to be, you know, you sort of live and die on the edge of the sword, you know, and in some months, you know, there's a little less money coming in, you know, and then other months there's a little bit more money coming in. It's like my daughter, you know, I took her to the sushi and you know, where we live is a shopping center and there's an upstairs sushi train and a downstairs sushi train. And the downstairs sushi train is when there's a little less money in the pocket and the upstairs is the more fancy sushi train. You know, and so last week we went to sushi and I said, let's go to the upstairs. We can go to the upstairs sushi train this week, you know.
And that's I think that's good. Like you said, and what about mindset? I mean, you have to, somebody's going to tell you no. I can just keep going.
Yeah.
Because I mean, but don't we have risk by going out of our house? I mean, we have risk in our house. I mean, let's be real. There's risk in our business. There's risk in our jobs. There's risk just being in a house or wherever you go. When you go into your car, there's risk there.
But again, I'm a very big fan of, you know, calculated risk and knowing what you're getting yourself into and understanding and being willing to take that risk. You know, if the risk with Affiliate Triad is what? Is 1 month's worth of subscription for the Affiliate Triad. I don't even know how much it is these days because it's a lot more expensive now than it was when I started. But it's still, you know, so you're risking, you know, a few $100s. You're not risking your house. You're not risking your life. You're risking a few $100s. And my recommendation is risk it for more than a month. You know, try it for 3 months, try it for 6 months and really give it a good hot go. And then after 6 months and you've really given it everything and done the trainings and jumped onto the mentor sessions and asked for help if you've needed it, and then it's still not right for you, then you can go, okay, well, it's not right for me.
Exactly. How much would you say, I have a question, how much would you say if you wanted to buy a fashion store today, how much would you have to pay for that? Because that would be more risk, that would be riskier buy a store than an affiliate marketing job.
Buy one, even if you just started it from scratch, by the time you signed a lease and filled in, you know, did a shop fit out, we're talking $250,000 just to open the doors. And that's before you bought your inventory. So that's a
Wow.
whole other,
What about a franchise?
Well, franchise also, are tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars. I don't know how much a McDonald's franchise is these days. They can run to millions, right?
Exactly. Yes. So that's why I always, when I'm talking to people, I make, what about college?
Yeah,
Here,
well,
a 4-year university is 40,000 or more.
Yeah.
40,000 or more.
Or more.
You're not even going to pay that for a year of affiliate trial to get a business that is going to give you a return of investment faster than college. Because I just graduated, by the way, from a master's in December.
Yeah, no, look, that's it. I mean, it's a business in a box with so much support. It's amazing. So if anybody is watching or listening to this and you're considering affiliate triad, I would absolutely, wholeheartedly recommend it to try it and see if it's for you.
So what do you tell, 2 things that you will tell people that want to get in an online business? What recommendation you give them?
I'm sorry, can you ask that question again?
What recommendation would you give people that want to start a business and do affiliate marketing? 2 things that you learned in the last 18 months.
Business. Yeah, look, again, as what I mentioned before is, find a community that's going to teach you how to fish.
Exactly.
And give you the support to do it. I think that's probably the number one. There's plenty of communities out there that will sell you stuff, right? There's not many that will actually teach you how you can do it yourself. Okay. And there are so many, like in the time that we've been there, I've learned at least a half a dozen different traffic methods. Not all of them are for me. Exactly. And that's fine. And some of them I've tried and I go, well, that doesn't suit me. And others I've gone, yep, love it, works for me. But the fact that there's the opportunity to learn how to drive traffic to offers and to learn how to write emails and to learn how to set up funnels. It's also, the funnel system compared to when I joined Affiliate Triad, to those marketing funnels were very different. Like it would take us hours. These days it's minutes to set them up the way that they do. It's amazing. I mean, you're lucky you didn't go through the different iterations of the funnel setup systems,
Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine because it's 20 minutes or less. Well, now it's less because I already know what I'm doing. So I just, okay, I know what I do.
Yeah, exactly. Like I set mine up yesterday. It was like 10 minutes done, whereas last time, as I said, when we started 18 months ago, it was, I had to block out several hours worth of time to get the funnels. So, it's
that's funny you said that because that's one of the things that took, even though I used ClickFunnels for a long time, it took me a long time to do. Every time you're trying to promote an offer, you have to create a funnel, and that's hours and hours. So I was trying to do all these things, and then I didn't have time enough to actually get traffic, which is the number one thing that you need.
Yeah.
So if you in any job or business that you're doing, if you're trying to do everything, do you think that you're going to have the same results as when you're focusing on one thing?
Yeah. So really, I mean, with Affiliate Triad, I mean, we have everything, almost everything given to us, as long as you implement and drive the traffic and provide customer service. That's it. I mean, the thing is, in the back end, we have so much training around traffic. There is just so much training already out there. And every month there's a new training. Last month we had book funnels. This month we've got TikTok. There's so many different ways to and you don't have to do all of them. We've got a mentor that teaches Pinterest. That may be for you, it may not be for you, but the options are there for you to pick what suits you. And I think that's the beauty. And you said again, is affiliate marketing overcrowded? Well, no, because we have different audiences, we have different traffic, we have different offers. So that's it.
Well, thank you so much, Regina. That was amazing. I mean, you've done a lot of stuff. I didn't like seriously, my mind is just blown.
Well, I'm old. Mary.
What is old? Because I'm almost 50 and I don't think you're that
old. I'm older than you, darling. I'm 54.
You look great. I want to look
The
seriously.
Zoom filters are fabulous.
But you're still Generation X like me, aren't you? You
I
still fall into the category or not?
I don't know what generation I am. I just, you know.
1964 to 70 to
Is it?
1979. So are
Yeah,
you?
I'm 67, so yeah, there you go.
Okay, so you're, yeah, I knew it. Anyway, this was amazing. Thank you so much. I mean, do you, the other thing that you're doing, do you have a link that you want me to put for
Look, I
people?
do have a, do you want me to drop it somewhere or,
Yes, put it in the private chat, and I can put it in and tell people what is it that you can help them
okay,
with.
so I have like a little download about Amazon business models.
Mm-hmm.
So I've actually sort of created just a little cheat sheet. If anybody is looking for a business to start that they want to use
Yes.
Amazon as a and I'm just, oh, here we go, uh, as a way to drive traffic to their offer,
Mm-hmm.
then I do have, and I'm just going to put it in the chat.
Okay.
So it basically outlines 7 different ways that you can use Amazon to make money.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, some of them, you know, all of them are simple. Some of them are easier than others.
Okay.
So,
That's great.
so that's something that I offer to people. And if they want to sort of talk to me about Amazon, that's very much my area of personal expertise.
Okay. So you guys heard it. So if you want to do something with Amazon, this is the links. They're in Facebook, because we're on Facebook and YouTube. Use these links to sign for that help. And Regina knows her stuff, because she's been, I mean, you're a seller. I mean, you, I bet you're one of the top sellers in Amazon anyway, and you know
Well,
your stuff. You know
I
your
know.
stuff,
Let's just say I know my stuff.
which is very important if you want to make money with Amazon, which is still not saturated either. And you can
Oh,
make a
and
lot of
people
money
ask me
with
that all the
Amazon too.
time. Like, no, no. There's always opportunities, right? There's always opportunities. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming.
Thank
And
you for having
please,
me. It's
guys,
been such fun.
yes. Yes, so you see, and everybody go in and download this, and contact Regina if you want to do that. And thank you, subscribe, like, comment, and share. And this is Mari Cruz, Regina the Gap between the rich and the poor. Thank you so much, Regina, for coming. Bye, guys.